Welcome to our playlist series on using analytics to improve your sales funnel so that you can generate more revenue and be able to keep more profit for your business. And today we've got Irene Pollak from Rumble Media, and she is going to be sharing some more of her special knowledge about how to actually get started. So in our last video, we talked about why you need to have numbers that you're wanting to reach with your sales funnel, and what you got to figure out what they are. And today we're going to be talking about how you actually get started. So Irene, over to you.
Okay, so to prevent you from feeling overwhelmed with analytics and what you can do and how it can work with you, you need to understand that there are different levels to your tracking. And most businesses only need this level of tracking in their first 2 years because it gives you enough data to optimize and move the needle in your business. So the main thing we're going to run through today is the tools that you need to be able to set up your analytics properly. And there's a bit of a curly one in there because Google, as of September 2020, has released their new GA4. Now, there's been a little bit of panic online about, oh, we should do that instead of Universal Analytics. But Universal Analytics will be around till 2022 and will be able to give you great data, especially if you've been using that tool for a while. But GA4 has some really cool built-in events tracking that is next level analytics that Google has decided that they want to keep an even playing field for the micro and small business owner to use Google Analytics to make better marketing decisions. So let's jump over into the tools that are available that are all free. None of them are paid. The only time that you would ever have to pay for any of them is to get someone like me to come in and do the curly stuff that just makes your brain melt. So let's have a look at the first tool is analytics. And what you need to set up an analytics account is you need a Google account, and you can go to google.com and you can set one up there. And usually how you do it, if you've got an analytic, like normally when you can go to analytics.google.com, and if you already have a Google account that you want to use, then choose the favicon or the email that you want to use and you grab that. But this is a really cool hack here that you can flip between your Google Analytics, your Google profiles, and know that you can actually pick the difference. Just be careful though, because especially on Google Chrome, whichever one you're logged into, it's going to flip you over to that every time you open a new software, Google software, because it's automatically going to think you're going to use that one. So what I recommend with Google Analytics is you set it up with your business email so that you get alerts and you get reports all coming to that one email. And I'm a big fan of having your personal and your business content totally separate. Now, if you don't have your business email Google account set up, you can do it right from in here and just press add account. So, and then it takes you through this process of setting up your Google account. It's really easy to do. It's very intuitive. Just make sure that instead of using the Gmail account when it prompts you, use your own email account.
Sorry, yeah. Can I just check that was your own business email account?
Yes, your own business email account, not your personal account. Just make sure that you're really clear on which one you're using. I mean, you can fix it later, but it's not a big deal. But just for people who are a little bit timid with it all and it's overwhelming, just, little checklist to have is making sure that when you set up your account, you put a favicon or an image there that immediately tells you which account you're in. It's a really good, I do it all the time because sometimes when you're moving fast, for me, when I'm moving fast, it's good to just quick look up in the right-hand corner and go, yep, right account. So when you come, so you can do it, and then when you've finished, you are setting up your Google account, you just punch in analytics.google.com again and just press this set up for free. Now, what it will do automatically is it will prompt you to set up a GA4 account initially, and then you have to know your data. So what it's going to do, so see here, this is GA4, and it's really tricky because no one's going to click show advanced options if you're a newbie, but that's where your Universal Analytics account is set. So that we go into, I've got a training on how to set up your UA and GA account, GA4 account in greater detail, but I'm just going, but this is the process. This is the beginning process of it. And so it asks you questions to put in your time zone, etc. But make sure that you just toggle that over, and you can actually have it so that you don't want both. You can just create a Universal Analytics property only. But I strongly recommend that you do both, because GA4 is not market ready and probably won't be until the middle of next year. But when it is, it's going to be a very, very powerful tool in reporting. And it has five built-in reports that, 5 built-in events that shows you part of that deliberation, that consideration stage that Universal Analytics doesn't do out of the box. So that is the key point of difference between Universal and GA4. And even if you're not going to touch GA4, it's still best to have that historical data populating in there. And then later on, when you're getting a little bit more savvy with your GA4, you can actually use those built-in event tracking to create some really cool reports. So that's just one of the tools in the Google Suite. The next one that we use at Rumble quite a lot, we've got a basic GTM and we go all the way up to advanced and debugging, tracking around one particular software, whatever our clients need. But the next free tool that you need is Tag Manager. And why we recommend this is because you can actually track Facebook, PayPal, Acuity, cross-domain tracking, everything with this one tag. I mean, this one plugin. And you put this one plugin in the back of your WordPress site or your Wix or Shopify. You use your GTM code. It's a little bit different, but you'll use that. And what that does is Google is prioritizing the speed of your site load. So what that helps you do is reduce the amount of tracking plugins that you'll need for your website, which is why we're really big fans of Tag Manager, because there is a lot of SEO ground and ad spending that you can really capitalize on by making sure your site is loading fast. Faster than it used to be. Like 8 seconds used to be the KPI, now it's under 4. You know, so, and it really does change your SEO and the cost of your ads. And then the last one, which is really cool for SEO, and it is going to hurt your brain, I am not going to lie, but you have to do it. And once it's done, you'll thank me later. And if you've got a good hosting company, they will do the heavy lifting for you. You know, so all you have to do is say, hey, I need to put this file in my cPanel. Can you do it? And most of them will just go, sure, give it to me. You know, and then you come back and you validate it. And this is really cool in showing you what are the keywords people punch into Google that gets your page ranking. Even if your page is on position number 28, you can go, wow, that's climbing, you know, and you can go, wow, I'm going to spend more time on this particular blog to make sure my call to action and everything is running, you know, perfect, that I've got my, you know, offer at the 50% mark, not at the 90% mark, etc. So these 3 key tools in the Google Suite are they're free. There's lots of tutorials on how to set it up, and it is worth it to do it. So do it as soon as your business starts or today. You know, so that's kind of my recommendation, because Google Search Console, if that's how Google you know, crawls your site and sees if you're relevant for those keyword searches. And if you're planning on using organic as your main inbound marketing for getting people to come and find you and visit your site, then you need Google Search Console. It's better if you have a lot of blogs. That's what I mean. If you are using SEO, and you should be, because it just compounds and grows your traffic over the years. So, and you really need Google Search Console.
Fantastic. Thanks, Irene. So if this particular video has just introduced you to the 3 key tools that you're going to want to be using as you get started using analytics to help grow and improve your sales funnel. And in the next video in this playlist, we're going to actually be diving down into the actual detail a little bit more in terms of how to actually go about setting up Google Tag Manager and the analytics account.